Well, hello, folks. Welcome to Lyndhurst Community News. Today is March 25th, Wednesday. This is episode 104. We haven't been around here in a while, but I hope everybody's doing well. We've got Easter coming up. Spring is here. Weather's looking better. And we've got some things to get into today. If those of you who listen regularly, you know, in the last episode, I was explaining to you one of the reasons why I haven't had the time recently, and that is I've on a whole new project that kind of brought my old school program front and center. I was advised, and somebody decided to take the time and energy to create social media accounts where we do skits and little videos where I act very over the top in the manner in which I always acted in front of students, which makes them laugh and learn. And that was my Class Academy, which stands for Communication, Leadership, and Social Skills, the three most important skills that should be taught to everybody in school but aren't. Anyway, that's become almost a full-time job, and we're about to launch the entire program. We have about 22 million views as it is already, so I was never thought I'd see that at my older age. But anyway, we're having a good time with it, so that's where I've been. But I always say that when there are important things to discuss, I'll do my best to get an episode. I would have done it last week. Unfortunately, I had whatever was going around. I had it. And as usual, I lost my voice. But we're back now and feeling well. All right, let's see what's going on. Lots to get through. All right, this Easter season, the Lynhurst Police Emergency Squad is coming together to help local families in need right here in Lynhurst. The Emergency Squad will be collecting non-perishable food items and Easter candy to help stock the Lynhurst food pantry, as well as create Easter baskets for families in the community. Now, that's going to be this Sunday, March 29th, from 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. at 297 Delafield Avenue. That is the building right there by the park, the Lynhurst Police Emergency Squad. So even one donation can make a huge difference, and together, we can help make sure every family in Lynhurst has something special this Easter. And the United Presbyterian Church in Lynhurst, 511 Ridge Road on the corner of Ridge and Page, would like us to announce that to invite you all to their Palm Sunday 10 a.m. services at the church, and as well as Maundy Thursday soup, supper, and service with communion. That will be at 6 p.m., April 2nd. And Easter Sunday services will be at 10 a.m. Sunday, April 5th. So if you are looking to worship with them, you are welcomed anytime. I just want to quickly talk about the tax assessment letters that went out recently that gave most people a coronary, and I understand why, and it's because this new method of assessment is a rolling assessment. Whereas it used to be done town-wide once every 10 years, and sometimes it would be more like 12 to 14 years before they got around to it. The township last year adopted a whole new system of assessment, which more and more communities are doing so because it's more fair. I know it doesn't seem that way, but let me explain. So now, instead of once every 10 years, 20% of the homes are reassessed each year, which means in 5 years, the whole town has gone through assessment. Now, when everybody got the letter, including me, showing that our assessment went up, everybody used last year's or this current tax rate to see how high the taxes would go, and some people fell on the floor. Understandably so, but understand that you cannot use last year's tax rate because when the assessments go up, let's say if it costs, I'm using a round number, if it costs $1 million to run a community, and it costs a lot more than that, and then the assessments come back at higher, it's still going to cost that same $1 million. The difference is the tax rate is adjusted downward. So we won't know what that tax rate is until July, but it's not going to be the same tax rate, and it should be going downward. So not that taxes are going down. They never do. Not here, not anywhere. It doesn't exist. It's not a Lynhurst thing. It's an everywhere thing. It's definitely a New Jersey thing. So don't get too nervous. Let's wait to get the tax rate. So you would take the new assessment that you just received, and you would multiply it by the tax rate, and then you can figure it out. So hopefully let your friends and neighbors know that it's not the worst thing in the world, even though nobody, and I mean nobody, likes paying more in taxes. Okay, let's move on to the American Legion. We've got a couple of things going on here. Now, this Sunday at 10:30, rather than a breakfast, we are going to be hosting a brunch. So it's going to be the same as it always is: pancakes, scrambled eggs, coffee, tea, hash browns, sausage. But the reason why we're making it a brunch instead of a breakfast, and by the way, same price, $10. You can dine in or take out. But the reason we're doing so is because one of our former commander's wives, who was an attorney, is going to be hosting a free, and it's open to everyone, seminar on life planning documents to ensure your wishes are honored both in life as well as after death. That will be auxiliary member Fumiko Takada, Esquire. As I say, she's the wife of former Commander Jeremy Ginter. The workshop will cover the following documents: a last will and testament, healthcare proxy, which is advanced healthcare directives, general and durable powers of attorney, as well as living wills. Now, this will be held in the Legion Hall at 217 Webster Avenue. That's the hall upstairs. And again, that's this Sunday. Now, the brunch starts at 10:30. The seminar starts at 1 p.m. It goes from 1 to 2, and she will be there to answer all of your questions as well. This is her area of specialization. This is what she does. So we are very honored that she is doing this gratis for the community. So please let your friends and neighbors know to come on down. Come on down and have some pancakes and scrambled eggs and get your legal questions answered for nothing. How often does that happen? All right. And the next event for the American Legion will be on Friday. April 17th will be our annual beefsteak, which, again, the proceeds benefit Lyndhurst scholarships that are given out to Lyndhurst students, whether they come from the high school or they can even go to a private school, as long as they are from Lyndhurst and have a member of the family who served in the military. It begins at 7:30. The price is $60 per person, which includes refreshments. And you'll get salad, pickles, olives, and French fries. And it's all you could eat, beef tenderloin on French bread. There'll be ice cream sundaes as well, coffee, and tea. This will be at the American Legion Post in the basement. Just make sure you pay at the post by April 14th because it's a beefsteak. We have to have a head count, obviously, so we make sure we have enough beef. So again, Friday, April 17th, our annual scholarship beefsteak at the Lyndhurst American Legion. Okay, now this next event is a little bit in the future, but mark your calendars because we all have tons of paperwork that we need to shred. Bank documents, statements, credit card statements, mortgage statements, whatever it may be. Private information that we don't want to get in the hands of people who will steal our identity. So the Department of Public Works, in conjunction with Bergen County Utilities Authority, is hosting a paper shredding event on Saturday, July 11th. From 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Department of Public Works at 265 Chase Avenue. This will be rain or shine, and I know it's far in the distance, but put it on your calendar because everybody, and I mean everybody's got documents that need to be shredded for our own protection. So put that on your calendar and let your friends and neighbors know. All right, now for some happy community news. I would like to give a very special happy anniversary to Tarcisio and Jennifer Nunez here in Lynhurst. Now, both of whom serve on our volunteer emergency squad. In fact, all the information I ever give to you from the emergency squad comes from Tarcisio. Now, he's been a member since 2004. His wife joined the following year in 2005, and to this day, they are still serving the public of Lynhurst and giving of their time. So I'd like to wish them both a very blessed, happy, and healthy 10th anniversary to a wonderful young couple who give so much to this community. And finally, the news you've all been waiting for. See, just like the regular news, you know, the biggest story that people want to hear is what they play last. That's to make you listen to the rest of the news, so why not? Anyway, so we've been talking about the Lyndhurst Diner property for a long time now. And I did mention a while back that we were getting word from the county that it was going to be a quick check. And I can now officially announce to you that it is going to be a quick check. It has been approved. And as much as I know that some people will hear that and get angry because the town is becoming congested like every other North Jersey town, folks, better a quick check than what could have become 75 apartments. because that's over an acre there when you include the diner property, the house behind it, and the old Churchill's rugs to the left. That's all part of the same property. So, and again, if you see what's going on Valleybrook Avenue, the old Vivo's property behind the Bogle building, that's going to be 36 units. Originally, the town declined them for, I believe, 16 units, and then he appealed, and we lost. And that's what happens, and that's the point everybody needs to understand, is that the town doesn't want apartments, but the town cannot say no to a developer, or we risk having the developer appeal to the county under builder's remedy. The judge will look at how many units the state of New Jersey says that the township is short in terms of affordable units, and always, near 99.9% of the time, will always rule on the side of the developer. So if we say no, we're going to wind up getting more, because once they win under builder's remedy, well, they can pretty much do whatever they want, and we lose even more control. So all we could hope is that when developers come in, like when you had the TD Bank property, that's going to be 6 two-family houses. That could have been 50 apartments, you see. We're very fortunate. Certain developers who are local are trying to do the right thing and help us out so that we don't get stuck with more and more apartments. And it's not just Lyndhurst, it's everywhere. This is the Mount Holly affordable housing laws, the case that goes all the way back to the 1970s. Mount Laurel, I'm sorry. So we can't say no. It's disgusting. I know the traffic is annoying. It's impossible to get around town. But it's just, unfortunately, the control has been taken away from all communities while this law still holds firm. Lyndhurst, as you know, last year did join on to a class action lawsuit with other townships. Where that's going to go, I don't know. But remember, it's in the hands of judges. It is not in the hands of legislators. It's in the hands of the judges. So that's where we're at. It's going to be a quick check. So if you live in that area of town, maybe you'll enjoy being able to run in there and grab your coffee in the morning, but at least it won't be 75 to 100 apartments or even more. All right, so that's all the news that I have for you this time. Not sure when we'll be back. Again, it depends upon my schedule and what I've been up to and what I've been doing. But again, if something important does pop up, I'll try to do a news break, come in and let everybody know what's happening. But in the meantime, always remember, we have a wonderful community here, folks. We really do. I know that there are people who like to see the worst in things, but I like to see the best in things. We have wonderful people, wonderful volunteers, great services, and wonderful families. It's been a community of families forever. Let's keep it that way. Tons of new families moving into this town. And listen, Lyndhurst is not just its roads, its houses, and its buildings. It is its families, its people. So God bless you all. Have a wonderful Easter. God bless Lyndhurst, and we'll talk to you soon.